Welcome to day 544 of our Web3 journey. I'm Ed Krasenstein here with my twin brother Brian. And remember, these videos are being sponsored by NFT Tech. They are an investor in DesoFi. And DesoFi is a Web3 mobile app built on the Deso blockchain. So the crypto space, particularly stablecoins, is getting some attention from Congress, Brian.
Yeah, so the U.S. Congress they've issued a draft bill, and the bill basically plans to ban algorithmic stablecoins for a period of 2 years. First of all, an algorithmic stablecoin basically it uses two different cryptos or two different tokens. One of them is, of course, a stablecoin, and the other one is basically it's like a crypto that backs that stablecoin. And then they rely on an algorithm that, or smart contracts, you could put it, to basically keep the price of a coin steady by changing the supply of each, the stable coin and the crypto that's backing it. But the draft stablecoin bill in Congress requires that the Federal Reserve System and state banking regulators approve any stablecoin plans by non-bank entities before they can legally be issued, which would be quite an impediment, I think.
Yeah.
Issuers of stablecoins approved by state regulators will have to get themselves registered with the Federal Reserve within 180 days to legally continue their operations. And any such existing stable coins would require a change to their business model. Uh, and then they'd have to receive fresh approval from appropriate authorities within that 2 year time period. So it's going to be interesting to see if this actually goes through or not. I'm kind of hesitant to say it's going to go through. I think that there's probably going to be a lot of back and forth in Congress over it, but we'll see.
Yeah, it's funny because we were just talking about algorithmic stablecoins yesterday with Natter, who could be considered the father of algorithmic stablecoins. And a lot of the stablecoins out there today are based on a paper that Nader Al-Naji wrote years ago when he created Basecoin, when Basecoin, of course, ended up basically getting canceled because of regulators trying to put it under a magnifying glass. So let's move on to Deso and the Deso blockchain. Yesterday
What an
was,
exciting day.
I
The last
know,
24 hours have been crazy. Lots of news.
yeah, and yesterday was exciting because of the hard fork, and MetaMask is now integrated with Deso, so you can now sign up to Deso using your MetaMask or sign into Deso using your MetaMask if you've signed up using it. Uh, Paul Burke yesterday made an interesting post about ENS, and he also talked about uh, using connecting an already had Deso account to a MetaMask wallet. Yesterday, of course, we talked to Nader about this, and I asked him specifically if, let's say, you have a Deso account and you want to be able to connect to Deso using your MetaMask still, can you link those accounts? Can you link your Deso account to a MetaMask account you already have? And the answer was not yet. Right now, it only works whereas you create an account with MetaMask and then you can use that MetaMask to access that account you created. He said it's not possible. It is possible. It's not ready yet. Pattern Piotr actually confirmed this according to Paul Burke. Also, Burke said that the support for ENS names didn't make it into this fork, but it is reportedly still planned per GitHub. So the ability to link your Ethereum ENS name, like if it's Krasenstein.eth or natter.eth, you could link that to a Deso account. It appears that that will be coming at some point. We just don't know how soon. It's also worth noting that your MetaMask cannot act as a Deso wallet. So you can't log in with MetaMask and then use it as a Deso wallet. You're not going to see your Deso in your MetaMask account. You're not going to be able to spend from MetaMask. You connect to Deso, log into the Deso app, and then you access your wallet in there. But these are all things to be considered in the future. Maybe we'll see something later in the future. Deso also put out a very informative blog post on deso.org.blog. Definitely go there and check it out. It's on how the MetaMask integration works, and it's very, very informative. I read it this morning. Piotr contributed a ton to it. So check that out if you have time.
Yeah, and I think that integrating so that if you have an .eth domain, you can actually port it over. I think that would be pretty cool. Uh, Also, I think that obviously having control of Deso and MetaMask isn't going to be something unless I think Deso works directly with MetaMask to build something. And I doubt that's going to happen anytime soon. But moving on, Malsified, he made a post and he says that Zebra with two A's at the end is working with them, working with the core team, and that he didn't design the announcement artwork for the MetaMask integration. And he also minted it as an NFT. And Zia and Mead won that NFT. I think it was about $60, $62 or so it ended up selling for, but you just saw it on the screen.
Yeah,
Pretty cool.
Zebra, I believe, is a new username for Ullman. I think Mohammed Ullman. I believe he changed his username to Zebra. I could be mistaken there, but I think that's what took place. So Zebra seems like a new name, but it's actually a DeSo OG. So I guess moving on, there were some issues with the MetaMask integration, and I think that can be expected with a huge change like we saw yesterday. Particularly, it was with iOS, iPhones. Anku reported this. Tyne also reported some issues with Firefox accessing MetaMask. These are being worked on. Actually, Lazy Nina did reply and said that they are aware of the issue affecting the usage of identity and MetaMask on mobile and are actively working on a fix. She also said that PostEarn is working on some adjustments to the flow. So, we're going to have these bugs in the beginning. They should be fixed very soon.
Yeah, and they were to be expected. It actually went very smoothly. I think that some of the past changes we've had all kinds of bugs. This actually went really smooth uh, compared to some of those other ones. And I really think that this is going to help onboard people to DeSo, especially those Ethereum people that are used to using MetaMask. And I'm excited to see what it means for daily active users over the coming weeks and months.
Yeah, and there were a few other kinks. Coinbase and blockchain.com were having sync issues after the block height, but they have been fixed. Natter made a post saying that it's been fixed. And Natter also said that mobile should be working very soon, I'm guessing within a day or two. So stay tuned for that.
Yeah, it's all coming together though, and that's I'm happy to see that. Something else that we're really excited about is tomorrow is going to be a huge day for NFTZ. Of course, we are two of the co-founders of NFTZ, and we're going to be launching a new user experience and user interface tomorrow morning Eastern time. It's going to include dark mode and light mode, and both these modes are in a completely revamped look for NFTZ. So the old look, it's out with the old, in with two new looks, which is dark and light mode.
And
Uh,
dark mode's going to be the default mode, so I prefer dark mode. I think you will too.
I agree. We're going to have revamped NFT zones. So the zones that you're used to, they've just been revamped a bit. We're adding new features and so much more. We're really excited. We really think you're going to love the new design. And I think it sets us up to move forward with all the additional features that we have planned, which includes integration with other chains, of course, MetaMask integration with Ethereum, and then something we call social zones, which we're really excited about. And I think it has the potential to help onboard a lot of people to DeSo because it's going to use DeSo as an underlying blockchain for the social zones. And you'll hear more about this probably in the next like month or two, but we're really excited. Exciting times. I think a lot's going on behind the scenes with a lot of projects, including NFTZ, and we're going to start seeing a lot of that come
Yeah,
soon.
definitely. Yep, for sure. Sadly, though, Post to Earn on the social world seems to be coming to an end unless somebody can save it. So Seals, who has been an awesome sponsor of the project, it's run by Ado and team over there, had been sponsoring the Post to Earn for the last 26 plus weeks. He's no longer going to be doing the sponsorship. There's other things that come up. I think we all owe a debt of gratitude to Seals for what they've done. Hopefully they can find. Hopefully, the social world can find a new sponsor. If you're interested in sponsoring them, definitely reach out to the social world and Ado because they desperately need a new sponsor if they want to continue Post to Earn because it was truly an awesome idea and I think it should live on.
Yeah, and I want to thank Seals for sponsoring this for so many weeks, 20, 26 weeks, I guess it was. And obviously this isn't an idea that's going to die. I'm sure somebody else is going to sponsor this, or maybe we'll take a little bit of a break and then it'll come back, and hopefully other nodes do the same thing.
Yeah, and they have the DAO coming up too, so I think that's still on schedule. We'll have to wait and see. But moving on, Mark Van Z noted that daily active users on Deso have doubled this month, which is really incredible. I think it was like hovering at around 1,500, and now it's at about 3,000 per day. Uh, could we see a return of people who have left, do you think, Brian? Do you think this could be the major influx of new users coming to Deso that we've been hoping for? What do you think?
Yeah, I really do, and I'll tell you why. I think that whenever something big like this happens, like MetaMask integration, I think it just gets people curious, and they're just going to want to come here and check it out. And some of these people, they might not have been here for months, maybe even a year or more. And when they come here and they see how much the ecosystem has grown, maybe not the user base, maybe not the daily active users, but the ecosystem and the nodes that are out there and all of the core features that are now available, I really do think that it's going to get a lot of people more excited, come back. They want to keep that title of DeSo or BitClout OG, and they're going to be like, okay, I'm going to stick around. And I'm happy we saw quite a few people just in the last day come back that hadn't been active for a while.
Yeah, so according to Open Prosper, over the last 24 hours, people who have been gone who have come back to Deso, who have been gone for 30 days who have come back to Deso include Busey, which is Natter's wife, Will Mitchell, an OG, Thor Torrens, one of the top OGs from way back in the day. Uh, also, I can't even say this. So it's Al Sarah, Al Saram. I can't. I know I'm saying this wrong. Al Saram No Air, Surge Fan, Chain Surf, Matter, Matt Tre, Sam D, Dip J, Swig, and many others. But I've been seeing a ton of people coming back, and I just wanted to name those people. But I know they were Deso OGs, some verified accounts, some really awesome people.
Yeah, and I've been noticing some new users too that are signing up. I've just been looking at our personal followers, and I noticed a lot of new followers. So it's exciting, and hopefully this trend continues. Of course, we have a COO coming probably within a few weeks here, and that should really start to hopefully ramp some things up and get things on track and really start thriving.
Yeah, for sure.
So moving on to Vibe Hut, Vibe Hut has released a new feature. So now iCal and Google Calendar subscriptions are available. You can instantly add any event that you RSVP to into your iCal and Google Calendar. So if you RSVP to an event on Vibe Hut, you can quickly bring it over to Google Calendar and iCal. Great feature. Vibe Hut and Chris Delinsky, One Delinsky, they keep iterating, keep bringing new features, and keep building. And that's the important part during these crypto winters.
Yeah, keep up the good work, Vibe Hut. And Pearl, they had a huge announcement yesterday as well. They announced their Emerging Creators Accelerator. So they've opened up the application to this free virtual program that's built specifically for creators on the rise who are new to Web3. They're hosting 5 workshops starting next month that are going to cover everything from the future of social to monetization. So to apply, you need to have between 10,000 and 250,000 followers on social media. You have to have grown a positive community, and you had to be over the age of 18. The deadline to apply is October 12th. More details if you go to pearl.app/accelerator. You can apply there, see the details. Also, Emulsify wanted to give the Pearl team a big shout out, and that includes Heat Eats, Stephanie Sue, Fede, and Happy Penguin. Emulsify is also going to be hosting some of these workshops that are included in the Creator Accelerator.
Yeah, and I think when Natter mentioned Creator Coin version 2 and having third parties help develop that, I kind of feel that he was pointing towards Pearl, only because Pearl has a lot of plans for and around the Creator Coin. So Pearl's doing a lot of big things. I think that this accelerator program is amazing. I think it's a great way to attract some stronger followed people onto Web3, and more importantly, Deso and Pearl.
Yeah, definitely. And DesignStar yesterday, they teased exciting things are happening soon for Story. I have no clue what this is. Perhaps it's the official release. Perhaps it's the release of the Android app. I don't think that was out yet. Maybe NFTs hitting Story. I don't know, but it should be exciting. And I'd love to see like all these apps are now kind of unleashing more now that MetaMask has been integrated.
Yeah, and that's it. I think that the MetaMask news is going to be the spark that's going to lead up to major announcements by NFTZ, of course, by Story, by Pearl, by I'm sure several other nodes and applications as well. DeSoFi, I'm sure, is working on some pretty cool things. So things are moving, and that's definitely a positive thing.
Yeah.
So how about the top 10 NFT bidders over the last 24 hours, according to NFTZ? These people bid on the most DeSo NFTs in the last day, and they are as follows: Niku, Ots Gallery, La Big Mac, BitClout FR, Hindsight Profit, Vishal Gulia, Randier, Meta Philosopher, Mythica, and Vesna Sularin. And the top diamonded creators over the last 24 hours, thanks to our friends at Altcoins, these people earned the most diamonds or tips on their posts and their replies on the DeSo blockchain in the last day. And Goldberry led the way, followed by Shady Acres, Be It Me Not You, Krasenstein, which is us, of course, Authenticator, Fairy Tales NFT, Natter, Clout Women Unite, Ask the Audience, and Panini. And what's happening with the events on DeSo today?
Yeah, thanks to Miss Katie Ann once again for providing us with this awesome list. At 1:30 p.m. Eastern Time is Web3 Wednesdays with Caleb and Shantron on Entra. Just go to joinentra.com. At 2 p.m. Eastern Time is Tech and Web3 Legal Office Hours with Francesca Witzberg, Shantron, Michael Mara, also on Entra. At 5 p.m. Eastern Time is Job Networking with Juan Dolinsky on Vibe Hut. At 7 p.m. Eastern Time is Web3 Pills NFT Wednesdays on Twitter Spaces with Alex Velatis, formerly of the core team, and Salil Sethi. This can be an interesting Twitter Spaces today at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. And at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time is Web3 Weekly Digest on Entra with Mark Angelos. Again, go to Miss Katie Ann's profile and you can get direct links to all of these events. And thanks again to Miss Katie Ann for providing this list. And that's all the news we have for today, Brian. I know it's a lot. I know big things are happening on DeSo. The next few weeks are going to be pretty huge, I think. So stay tuned, and we will talk to you tomorrow.